What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment. And I know it's a little bit late, but I wanted to get out tomorrow's picks. I just wanted to also, we had quite a bit of active picks going on today, so I wanted them to finish out. For all intents and purposes, it looks like Washington's under is going to hit, but we'll let that one play out. We hit our second leg of Oregon, so that one's closed out. LSU won for us, so that one closed out. And the only one really open, we have a couple. We got the Yankees. Baylor closed out. So you could see we had a really good day. We hit all of our second legs, essentially. The Yankees is the only one that is right now, obviously, we missed the first three. And I'm thinking about closing this one out. I am perfectly happy taking a net loss on one of these with how good we've been doing. Again, the fourth sequence can make it very difficult. So not that I'm completely ruling it out, but it's not something that I'm likely to be doing. But I want to just go into how the games went. Obviously, we got our parlay as well with Dallas, Denver. That came through. And like I said, the Dallas spread worked as well. I thought they were basically interchangeable. Now, one that I did go with, and I'll be adding these to the sequences, but there's actually a few. So like I said, I did close out the Yankees. I might still start a new sequence, put a little bit on them. But right here, I got the Padres tomorrow. I got them 38 to win 47-50. That's a second bet because I had bet about something like 25 on them today. Now they're getting better odds, so that's the reason I'm only betting the 38 on my second leg. Now I want to go into NFL games and which ones I like. We have quite a few outstanding. My biggest play of the week is Cincinnati. That's the one I like the most. So that one is the one I'm playing, as you can see here, where we lost Tulsa, and it's the Saints before that. So this one's an important one because it's a multi-legged one, and that's why it's 110 to 100. So Cincinnati is a big one. Like I said, no one is really bigger than the others. But Cincinnati, I genuinely believe, ends that Falcons' dream undefeated streak against the spread. I think it comes to a screeching halt. The next one I like, I know things have changed. I know Russell's out. I'm wondering if they start his comeback in London. But it's just not worth it with the juice and everything. And I still think there's a chance now, even more with him out, that they could explain away shenanigans. So I still do like Denver -1, and I am sticking with that one. Another game I like here is I picked it not too long ago, and I thought it was just a pretty insane spread, to be honest. I think it's this last one. No. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars game. They're playing the Giants, and for some bizarre reason, there we go. For some bizarre reason, they decided to make the Jags favorites, and the money line is just crazy. Like the odds, like as you can see, I bet 28 for 16 or something like that. But I'm still doing it because I'm not messing with the spread on this one. But just reading the article without laughing was kind of tough because I don't know if it's still in here. But the way they try and spin this, and this is what I mean, when I see a trap game, to me this is a trap game. Underdog Giants seeking their first 6-1 start since 2008 at Jags. So yeah, these guys that are about to go 6-1, ESPN's telling us, or they might go, are underdogs. To me, that this is just a perfect excuse to screw a lot of people, and even casual bettors look out for trap games. So some people might see it, but most people are going to have their money on the Giants here. Giants probably maybe +3. I went Jags money line just to be safe. So that's the reason I really like that one. And if I didn't show you in the last video, or the one prior to that, because I've talked about it for a little bit, The reason I like Cincinnati is, as you can see, Atlanta is the last team undefeated against the spread. For 2 weeks in a row now, they've been the last team undefeated. I think that comes to a halt. So I do think Atlanta loses that game. So far, I do like Cincinnati a lot. I like Jacksonville straight up, and I do like I still like Denver. So then I move over other metrics, and you can see nobody has yet to hit an over or an under. So we can go off of teams that have hit really high because, again, you even still don't go 15-1 on the over-under. It just doesn't happen. But you can see this metric is basically gone right now for us to go off of the cover and the spread metric. And it's one that is helpful, but with football we have more narratives and stuff, so we don't just need that. So outside of those games, some other sequences I like, because the rest of these are all first sequences outside of the Bengals, since we hit everything today, really. So yeah, Bengals, Jags. Another one I like is the Colts. Now, the Colts is an interesting one. Okay, there are in my Discord. It came up basically. It was from another channel. I'm gonna butcher the name, on the Thick Burgess, I think it is, or something. You guys probably seen him. He goes into a lot of gematria and things of that nature. But it was laid out a perfect reason as to why the Colts were going to win. And usually I don't even use gematria numerology, but I saw quite a bit of repeating ones here and said this one's really interesting. It's actually well thought out. That being said, the next day, this I don't know if it was the same guy. It was like a retweet type of thing, but the exact same concept was used to explain why the Lakers were going to win, and they lost. So I don't buy too much into the gematria. I'm not to me, I've seen it fail way too many times, even good gematria. But that being said, I liked the Colts anyway. I liked them because I feel like a lot of people are going to think Tennessee's a much bigger favorite here at home. The Colts have struggled. They did get bad by Denver, but again, they struggled. I think people see the Titans as the real leader of this South Division. And I think that tie is going to wind up playing a difference for the Colts. That at the end of the season, they're going to probably use that tie to explain something weird away, like why they made it over somebody else. But I do like the Colts in that game. Like I said, the gematria was cool. And if I see good gematria, I always look at it. But the fact that I really like them anyway is the reason I'm going with them. We'll do this. This will push us in case it doesn't hit. This will be to win 22.50. Because we have quite a few outstanding, so I just try and make it where it's not too many. So that'll give us 4 outstanding for tomorrow. 2 of them being deeper legs, of course, Denver and Cincy. Looking at the other games, they're not exactly games I want to jump all over. I'll go into the Chiefs, Niners, and I'll go into the Raiders, obviously. I'll make sure I do that by the morning. I just genuinely don't know about the Niners right now with what they're doing. What I can say is I'm most likely going to be taking the Raiders. I think they cover this spread. I think they also start a little comeback, and to me, this is the perfect week for them to look very, very good. So that's who I'd be going with here is the Raiders, but that would be a second sequence anyway. So that's the reason I didn't go out of my way to pick that one. Detroit looks like it could be a trap. Looks like Detroit, maybe +7 if you want to take a half a point. Could be a trap. They could explain Dak needing time to get back and readjusted. And same with the Browns one here. The thing with the Browns is I know they're going to have Lamar look good after the Giants. So some of these I could see narratives going both ways. But the ones I like that I just see narratives going one way is Bengals to cover, I had 6. Jags to cover, I did money line. I didn't even do the cover, I just did money line. Colts +3. Broncos between 1 and 2 is what I basically got in at. Again, things changed since I picked them, so I'm kind of stuck with them. But I still do like them. Otherwise, I would just hedge it, which live I might do, but for now it's fine. Later, I probably like the Raiders, and I do like. These games, I think the money line's obvious. I'm thinking about doing something with the night games that I'll go into as well. But yeah, those are the ones. I just wanted to show you the ones I had. I know a lot of people wanted to know who I had, and Cincinnati was the only one that I was really for sure on in Denver, but then Denver got changed. So I'm looking at some others, and I looked at some over-unders. I'm going to look into some more. I always post over-unders at, like, if I see them, I'll post them on a community post, just so you guys know. If I think of, yes, last week I saw Indy and Cincy, a metric about 15 minutes before the game, so I posted it. And the last thing I wanted to go into is, I don't know if I did. I might have already went into this, so if I did, I apologize. I think I did, but I like the Padres. I think they pushed it to 3-2. There's been some interesting things with the Padres. It's been pretty neat seeing some symbolism there. Again, this is like a second leg for me because I did bet the first. And again, we're not playing the Yankees, at least not yet, because, and this is why this system works compared to others. If we were to just perpetually double up, we could lose a lot, as you've seen in the past by going a fourth leg. We've lost a 420 on that one. This one is currently at 115, and on top of that, I hedged only about $20 worth earlier today on the Astros game, so that brings it to 95. And that's also why I picked the Padres game as a new sequence, because that's going to basically mitigate our losses here down to between 50 and 70 on this sequence, which is great if we're losing a three-legger. So again, that might sound a little confusing, but it's essentially just using value betting in these cases to determine the best way to handle a sequence and profit off everyone. But I do like the Padres tomorrow. I think with you Darvish got creamed last time up against Wheeler. I think they might flip it this time around, and it would just make sense to me that they want to extend this a little further. Yankees getting swept now. I know they're getting swept. There's a 50 times greater chance they get swept than they come back. So, I'm just gonna have to reevaluate that theory. Picking them not to get swept now feels like it could be a trap almost. So, I think that one's a good one to close out. But I do think Padres Philly stays competitive, and we still might pick it. I just wanted to, like I said, I think the smart move is accepting it. Between an 8, whatever. If you did any hedging like me, accepting it between a $70 and $100 loss on that one, which is fine. That's only 4 sequences that we won, and that cancels that right out. Versus putting another 2-something on them on a fourth leg, and they're not going to win the series, so who's to say they're not going to get swept? So that's how I see it now. Emotionally, of course, it's like, you want to put everything and want to win it back, but we got to be smart. So yeah, that's basically it. We've been doing well. We've been doing good basketball. Just so you know, basketball alone, we've already afforded ourselves enough to lose a 3-leg sequence, and we're still in the profit. Because as you can see, we've hit 7 sequences, and we just hit our 8th one. It's sequence number 6, actually. It was the Dallas-Denver parlay. That was our 2nd leg. So we've hit every basketball one to the point where even if we hit a 3-leg loss tomorrow, we would still be in the green from basketball alone. So that's what I like about the system. The wins, they add up pretty quick because you're just getting it until you win one. And even when we have tough losses, you have good days like today where we did a lot of winning and it made up for it. And I think tomorrow is going to be more of the same. I really only stuck to teams that I genuinely believe have a very good chance of winning. And like I said, Washington's still in play, but it's 28 right now, and I think it's 35. We picked under 47. Sure, there can be 2 more touchdowns. It seems like one of those end of games where the team leading